Hey guys, welcome to another episode 93 of the Super Co-op Squad video game podcast. We are here, the whole squad again. You know us, I'm Johnnie Mac here with my fellow co-host Garrett Laney.
Hello.
And Joshua Gerard.
What's up?
So we got a good one in store for you guys today. We'll be discussing a lot of cool stuff, namely the big one, a little bit of Spider-Man and just what other characters are coming, but what other characters we would like to come for video games. But before we hop into that, this is your terrible spoiler of the week. Garrett, it's up to you.
All right, well, I guess in episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Anakin and Padme, they get together. Padme has kind of fallen in love with a 9-year-old boy or whatever, that happened or something like that. So to get rid of all the competition, Anakin wipes out all the younglings.
I mean, it's the only thing he can do, right? Like, she clearly has a passion for the underage.
It's the only way. It's the only way. So he killed all of them, even the younglings.
He needed to. Like, there's the only way he could feel secure as a man.
Last man on earth type of thing he was going for.
But all right, for real spoilers, guys, make sure you check our show notes. You can find those on scspodcast.com. It'll also be in the link below. You're also going to have those available wherever you happen to be listening on audio. You can click on Google Play, Stitcher, the Apple Podcast app, wherever, and it'll be in the details and description there as well. All right, let's kickstart this thing. So best and worst news of the week. We each discussed one thing that we felt was best and worst news of the week, and then we'll vote on it. So Garrett, we'll have you start off, sir, since it's your week.
All right, and worst first. So for me, all right, this starts off good. You can unlock an exclusive Keyblade for Kingdom Hearts 3 by playing the mobile game.
Someone's got to be playing the game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? What am I going to not get the Keyblade? I mean, at least the mobile game looks kind of cool. It looks a lot like the Game & Watch games from, back in the days of old. That kind of, I don't even know what you would call it. The
It's Game & Watch.
2-bit?
Yeah, the handheld Game & Watch.
So, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. It's content for a game I like, but to get it, I have to play a mobile game.
Which you don't consider to be video games.
I do not.
I mean, you did it for Injustice. Right?
I did not.
I thought you did.
No, I had a friend who did play it, and then he gave me his login,
So
and then
he
I got
boosted
all the
for
content. Yeah.
You paid him the boost.
I didn't pay him.
He did it for free. All right, Joshua, what do you got?
All right, so my worst news. You guys know who Yoshinoro Ono is, correct?
Oh, I saw this, yeah.
Yeah, he's no longer the head of the fighting games for Capcom. He took a step down, so now it's going to be... Hold on, I got the name here. Let me look up the name real quick.
Oh, no, Yoshinori.
No, no, I know his name. It's the guy he's the producer of Monster Hunter for all the Monster Hunter games. So he's now going to be
taking care of the fighting games.
Yeah.
This guy that does Monster Hunter is going to be...
Sorry, I don't have his name on him right now.
Is in charge of the fighting game.
So what's interesting about this, if you look at what Capcom has done recently with Street Fighter V specifically and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they didn't sell well.
No, they did not.
At all. For however you want to look at it, however you want to spin it. But then you look at Monster Hunter, it's one of the best-selling games in Japan, by far, as a series, and then it sold really well with Monster Hunter Worlds here in the U.S. So I think they're looking at that and saying, okay, what success are you bringing to the table to bring all these sales for your game, and how can you make that bridge over to, I guess, the fighting games?
Don't blitz us with microtransactions in your fighting game. How about that?
Release a complete game.
Yeah, that too. A story mode would be nice.
Yeah. Don't reuse the same roster from the last game.
Those are all points that any of us could probably come and dominate. Give us the job, Capcom. So, all right, cool.
But we don't make the games. But Ono's still going to be general manager, overseeing a bunch of different stuff. So it's not like he lost his job. He's just in a different role.
No, he lost his job. Yes.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Well, not like he doesn't work for Capcom is what I mean.
Sure, but you got demoted.
Well, however you look at it, he's still going to make money. He's still going to be helping make the games.
Okay.
It's a big difference, Joshua.
Right.
I bet he doesn't feel that way. All right, so my worst news, Henry Cavill has been cast as Geralt in The Witcher. The Witcher movie. I do not. I don't think that he's a great actor. I do not think he's a good actor. And honestly, I don't think he looks tough enough to be to be Geralt. I don't think so. I mean, it's fine to be a pretty boy, but he's a pretty boy. Like, he is. He's Superman. Like,
He's a terrible Superman, my opinion.
I don't share that one, and I won't comment on that. But I will say that I don't think he's going to make a good Geralt. But there's that.
So you think he's a bad actor, but he's a good Superman?
No, I didn't say anything about him being Superman. Don't try to rope me in. I didn't say
just said
I didn't
he's
say
Superman.
something one way or another. I didn't say he was good or bad. I just said he is Superman. And he is a pretty boy. That's why he can play Superman very well as far as the look. He looks like Superman. I can say that. I don't think he's going to look very good as Geralt, and I don't think he's a good enough actor to play that complex of a character.
Okay.
And this is the Netflix TV series.
Right.
So we'll see how he does on TV.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Does that count as TV?
Time to vote. Yes, it counts as TV. For sure. It's a television show. Like when the Emmys happen or like things like that, they go up against HBO and like Showtime.
Well, I mean, it's
Should they call them
That-
the
that
Flexies?
I don't think so. That doesn't count.
I mean, it's a mini series on
If
Netflix. So.
if the Emmys are saying this counts as a television show or the Television Critic Awards, I think that says that it's a TV show.
Are they counting it?
Yes. They like, for instance, they just for the first time in like I think 15 years, Netflix beat HBO in regards to overall Emmy or whatever it is nominations. Like HBO's had the most for like 15 years, and Netflix just took that crown from them. So I think that's pretty.
Good on you, Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cut and dry there. All right,
Vote.
time to vote.
I do agree with you, Johnny, that I don't think Henry Cavill is the best choice for Geralt of Rivia. But Capcom making more bad decisions, in my opinion, I think takes that cake.
You think that's a bad decision?
I do think that's a bad decision to put the guy in charge of Monster Hunter in charge of your fighting games.
Did you ask him? Do you think it's a bad decision? You chose it as your worst news of the week. You think it's a bad decision?
I'm asking him if he thought. Never mind.
Yeah,
All right,
I think it's a bad
different
idea.
topic.
I think it's a bad idea.
I don't think he'll be a bad Geralt per se.
Okay.
It depends on how they're actually going to portray the character. Is it going to be? I mean, it's not going to be part of the game. They said it was going to be part of its own thing. So I will give it a shot. So I vote Garrett.
What was your thing, Garrett?
You always forget somebody's.
My thing was the mobile
Kingdom
game
Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts exclusive Keyblade.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like them. I don't like them tying. Not that I have a problem with mobile games. I don't. I like a lot of mobile games, but I don't like them forcing me to try to play a different game, so I can enjoy the game I really want to play. Like, that's just not okay.
Well, it's just one exclusive item.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was 10, 50, or 1. Like, if they had some sort of, like, tied-in Spider-Man game to get, like, some kick-ass Spider-Man costume and Spider-Man on PS4, I think that's not cool that you know that this game is super big, so to have to play this shitty game over here, you make us have to play this to go get something over here. I don't want to play this. I only want to play that. And you know that because you gave us this thing over here to make us try to play this in the hopes that a small percentage of people will stay and play it. You scumbags. You dumb.
Happens quite often.
But it's going to work, though.
Not on me. And not on Garrett, obviously.
They don't care about y'all. They care about the
Oh, they
other
care about
million
you.
people that are going to do it.
Well, 2/3 of people in here wouldn't do it. So
Who said I would do it?
would you?
I probably am not going to buy Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I'm saying, would you play a game to get in-game content?
Maybe.
Okay, so 2/3 of the group wouldn't. 1/3 would.
If you do go around and do end up playing the mobile game for the Kingdom Hearts and you get the thing,
I'm going to do it,
and
Johnny.
you're
That's
not
going to
gonna
cost you
get the
$3, $2.99. Spend 5 minutes of my life getting that skin for you.
All right, well,
worth it.
that is what is
That's
a
a
tie?
tie. Tiebreaker.
It's a tie, yeah. So there we go. Tie for Joshua's thing and Garrett's thing. No.
It's time for everybody.
Wait, Joshua, what'd you vote?
What did you vote?
Capcom. And he
And
voted
he
me,
That's yours. You
Yeah,
can't
you
vote for your
won.
own.
You can't vote for you. You voted for Garrett's.
but you voted for Garrett.
That means
Yeah,
Garrett
that means
won.
what's the confusion, guys?
What?
I won.
Moving on.
Garrett, you have
Moving
the
on.
W, so congrats for your worst of the week win.
All right.
Time for the best of the week.
Time for the best. So for me, best news of the week is just a rumor so far. Job listings have shown up at Rocksteady for a highly anticipated AAA game. Rocksteady is best known, and I think actually only known, really, for their Arkham, the Batman series, Arkham Asylum, not Origins, City, and Arkham Knight. Rumors have been this could be a Superman game. If this Superman game gets the same kind of detail and and care that the Arkham games get, I think this was going to be a great game.
They'll get the same guy that worked on Batman's cape animations for 2 years for the first game. They'll get him to do Superman's cape for another 2 years.
Do it.
No feedback.
What do you got? Nothing. I got nothing. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think Superman. There hasn't been a Superman game since Superman 64, right? Like an actual console game.
No. There's, I believe, the last actual Superman game was Superman Returns back on the PS2
Oh, that's
and
right.
360. I
That
actually
was,
like
that.
that
was
game.
based on the movie, right?
It was based on the movie with
Yeah.
what's his name?
Brandon Ruth.
Brandon Ruth,
Yeah.
the Atom.
So right, crossover. So my best news is that in Naughty Dog's upcoming game, The Last of Us 2, you will be able to make choices on specific like characters or NPCs in the game that can live or die. So in the trailer, there's a snippet in the trailer that they displayed at E3 when you're kind of in the grocery store or whatever strip store, and you end up killing that guy at the end of that trailer.
Yeah.
There might be moments where you choose whether you kill off that person or you spare their life. And I think that adds quite a bit of a dynamic part of the storyline where maybe that will affect the gameplay at some point in time. Will you run into that character again? Maybe it won't. But given the ability to choose or even the illusion of choice, I think adds a little bit more depth and involvement where you feel like you're immersed in that game.
So they'll Telltale it.
They'll be better than what they're doing with Telltale. Because you're actually playing the game, you're not just writing a story.
Okay, all right.
So
Cool. So my best news of the week, it's confirmed that the Skrulls will be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They will appear in the upcoming Captain Marvel film, which is awesome. Some of the best, I think, storylines from the 80s and some from the 90s had to do with the Skrulls and them pretty much invading Earth and taking over the identity of a lot of superheroes. And they won't go that route, I'm sure, but I'm very excited to see what they do. It's a big part of the Marvel kind of comic world, so I'm really happy it's coming to the MCU.
have you seen what they look like in the sneak shot?
I have not seen anything, no.
They look like Namekians from the Dragon Ball movie.
That's
Kind of. They look a little weird.
No, they look like scrolls.
They look like both.
Is he just
it looks
mixing
good.
something up?
No, yeah, but
Okay, then.
I think
They
they could
look
look
fine.
better. I think they could look better.
They look fine.
I trust you, Garrett. Cool. All right, time to vote.
What was your thing, Joshua?
Come on.
Last of Us. I don't care for Last of Us. Scrolls.
Thank you. Yeah.
I vote Garrett.
Cool. What was yours, Garrett?
The Rockstar.
Oh,
I would like a good,
yeah.
I would like a good Superman game.
I don't know.
Or a Rockstar game. Rocksteady, sorry.
I don't know how you passed on that. Like, to get Rocksteady to make another type of game in that open world superhero universe would be fantastic. Like, that's it right there. Like, that's it.
Your Xbox turned on.
It did. All right, so it's another win for Garrett, 2 in a row.
Had a good week
Yeah.
/ bad week, I guess.
So, best of the week award to you. Good job, sir.
Yeah. Do we have a trophy for that?
You get a nice little sound clip. So,
Okay. All right.
There
all
you
right.
go. Yeah, I'll play it again 2 times. There you go. All right, guys. Well, that is best news and worst news of the week. Let us know what you thought was best and worst of the week and what we should pick next week for best and worst. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to us in the comments below, or you can go ahead and chat with us by email, contact@scspodcast.net, or you can reach out to us on Twitter @SuperCoopSquad.
And Facebook.
All right, guys. It is time for... Is it fan favorites?
It is fan favorite.
Fan favorites. So
Yeah,
every
you
week...
should have let him mess up, man.
Every week, we pick 3 rapid-fire questions, and each of us answers to find where we stand opposed and united in fandom. So play along, find out just where you stand. Fan favorites.
My week.
It is Gare Bear's week.
That-
Garrett's week.
all right.
You don't like being called Gare Bear?
Shut up.
I didn't know. I'm asking a question.
Anyway, as you'll find out, this episode is a lot about superheroes. So, throughout comic history, our favorite superheroes have, been in some relationships. They've fallen in love, and whether their loved ones die or maybe just someone else comes along the way, there's choices that they have to make. So, this is which relationship do you like more of this superhero? This is Fan Faves, shipping and handling. Because you're shipping them.
I got it.
Like,
And you're handling
You don't
them.
get a point for me in that one, though.
all right.
I see what you did there, but
Anyway,
it's a kid show, right?
first up, we're dealing with Spider-Man. Who do you like Spider-Man to be with more, I guess. Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane?
Mary Jane.
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy. Next is Superman, Lois Lane, or Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
Lois Lane.
Wonder Woman. And last, Batman, Selena Kyle, or Talia?
Ooh. Talia.
Talia.
Selena Kyle.
See, okay, let's break this down.
All right.
Yes.
So first up is
Reserve it for the last part.
first up is Spider-Man with Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane Watson.
I don't know any backstory between Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy, so I voted the other one.
Fair. As far as I know, just I believe Gwen Stacy was like his first high school girlfriend kind of thing, or maybe college. Yeah, she did. She died, and then came back later.
Yeah, she used to be one of those characters that were forever dead. You know, the Uncle Bens and Bruce Wayne's parents. There's only a few people that don't come back because, you know, most of the time in comics, everybody just dies and comes back.
Yeah.
Until, like you said, very recently, she now has made kind of a sort of return.
Yeah.
Because in the 616 universe, the actual Marvel universe, she's still dead. So it's still she's gone. But I think just for Gwen Stacy, for me personally, there's more options to tell stories now because everything you could do with Mary Jane has been played out. Like she's been his girl and married to him, and there's still a ongoing comic where they are married and they have a kid who also has spider powers, and all three of them are literally spider people like going around the city. Like you've done everything you can for Mary Jane. I'd like to see some other options for some other dynamics for Spider-Man personally.
Yeah.
So.
For me, it's. I'm gonna go with like the kind of newer thing. I am a pretty big fan of Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen. So even though it's not canon 616 Gwen Stacy, I would like to see Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen, be together.
Yeah, you know what's always funny to me is that people call her Spider-Gwen, but you know she's just Spider-Woman. Like in her comic, they don't call her Spider-Gwen; they just call her Spider-Woman.
Everyone would know who she is.
Yeah, exactly. It's just funny that's how she's known.
What do you call yourself, Spider-Gwen?
Yeah, so like whenever
Gwen Stacy, that you?
Whenever like she crosses over or whatever, like there's two Spider-Womans. It's interesting. So cool. Next one.
So next was Superman with Lois Lane or Wonder Woman.
All right. Do you want me to start? Someone else want to start?
Go ahead.
So I don't like. It's not that I don't. Okay. It's not that I even like Lois Lane for Superman. I don't really like. It's fine. It's whatever. But I just don't feel that strongly that Wonder Woman would gravitate towards him. She's a warrior. She wants a warrior, and he's not a warrior. I mean, he's a fighter. Yes, he defends people, but he doesn't have a warrior spirit. He doesn't have a warrior's heart. He doesn't have to endure a lot. He's not a fighter. He doesn't have any skill sets. He's just a brawler. He just goes out and punches, and that's not her. Like she wouldn't want a man who's weaker than her.
I see what you're saying, and I slightly disagree, mostly because, like, when you're in a relationship, you bring out the best out of each other. So I think it would be mutually beneficial to both of them, where, Superman can learn to kind of, like, take a stand more and be more aggressive and be more, not necessarily vicious or visceral, but just kind of get the job done kind of thing. Whereas I think for Wonder Woman, it would benefit where she can kind of learn it's okay to kind of, take a step back and maybe not behead the guy that, tried to, lift a stick of gum from a liquor store kind of thing. Maybe kind of just learn some restraint.
Yeah, she can learn that with Batman. Like that's her equal. Like he is a person who he's not going to.
Sir, that was not the.
I know that. I'm just saying that's what I would like. I just don't think she's not going to want someone to tame her, right? Like she's not going to go, I need a man to even me out. She's going to want someone who is her equal. The same way Talia al Ghul would. She's not going to want a weak man. If Talia would want a man that's going to be strong and powerful, Wonder Woman would want that just as much, in my opinion, anyway. So, any thoughts on why you guys chose Lois?
Wonder Woman. I chose Wonder Woman for that reason.
Okay,
I think they bring the best out of each other.
You also want Wonder Woman, so second him.
I'll second him, but then also why I don't like Superman may not be as brutally strong or kind of heavy minded and kind of that willpower, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's weak.
I mean, if I'm looking at what an Amazon thinks of a man, she would scoff at him. She would scoff. She would look down upon him.
She would look down on a lot of people then.
Yeah, but not Batman. She wouldn't look down on Batman, and that's the character that I think in other comics they do have relation. That's the person I think that would fit her, in my opinion. So cool. All right, there it is.
And last we have Batman with Selena Kyle or Talia al Ghul.
I just like Talia a lot better. She's ruthless. She's cold. She's just beautiful desert flower, and Selena is the Aladdin of Gotham City, but woman. Like, she's a street rat.
Diamond in the rough.
A street cat.
Diamond in the rough.
Sure.
No, Talia is like a humanized version of Batman. Like,
I don't know if she's humanized. She's worse than Batman for sure.
well, like Batman, if Batman wasn't an alter ego.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, she is what Batman would be if he didn't have to. Well, not exactly, but
Pretty close.
she has her true self, and Batman hides that behind the facade of Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
But yeah, she's just vicious and savage. There's a comic that, during this whole like the wedding of Batman and Catwoman thing, there
Does
was.
she show up?
Yeah, so they go through a lot of like little pieces like with Talia or Robin or like Poison Ivy, Harley, as they're like kind of like making amends or like saying goodbye or thank you and stuff on both sides. And so, you know, Bruce or Batman kind of takes Selena to almost get the blessing of Talia, but not like a blessing, but like it's like a fight. And like they have Selena and Talia fight with swords. There's just no way.
Yeah.
There's just no way Selena.
No.
Catwoman would get murdered in seconds. Like,
No. Why would Bruce bring her there?
yeah. I mean, even if she had her whip, I don't care what she had or what Talia had. If it wasn't like guns and stuff, Talia's gonna break her in two. Like,
Yeah, she is a fighter.
yes.
And
And Catwoman is sleuthy. She can handle herself. She can steal. She's sneaky. She will get pwned.
but like on the streets, she can handle herself. You know, against thugs.
Oh, yeah,
Selena
yeah.
can handle
For
herself.
sure.
But yeah, definitely not against assassins.
No, not at all.
No, but for me, that's the kind of tried and true relationship that I've always liked. Is the kind of will Batman turn Catwoman this time to the side of good? Will she turn over a new leaf? And they always flirt and everything. That's who I want Batman to be with.
Yep, fair enough. Cool. Well, that is fan favorites for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed. Give us some ideas, some themes for next week's fan favorites. Reach out to us with the comments below or reach out to us on Twitter at SuperCoopSquad1. So on to our main topic today. Spider-Man came out on PS4 just this last week. It's been getting crazy critical acclaim. Reviews have been solid. Sales have been good. I drove by a GameStop, and it actually had a fairly big line. Like, you'd be surprised. So this game is knocking it out the park. And Spider-Man's had a few duds, some not great games in the last couple iterations. But this is definitely a return to form for the web slinger. So we're taking a look now. What other heroes, what other franchises would we like to see or hope to see come to video games or return to video games and have this sort of success, this sort of strong gameplay? So I put a couple heroes, on the show notes for you guys. But, this is more of an open discussion. What hero would you want to come to video games, and how would it be done? Maybe a studio, but how would this game just come out and be a Batman Arkham series or a Spider-Man game?
Let's see. I think it definitely depends on who's doing the game, because if you notice, like these big superhero games, the Batman Arkham series, this new Spider-Man game, it's more than just, oh cool, I'm swinging across the city or I'm beating up bad guys. They take so much care and detail into these games. They have so many Easter eggs and references. Like, there's just a history of everything. Like, you can just play Arkham, swing by a giant penny, and be like, oh yeah, that's from that one fight, or the T-Rex. There's these iconic set pieces, and it really shows the care that studio had to make that game. I think you can do that with almost any hero, any superhero, as long as they have the history that you can reference.
Fair.
As far as who, let's see. There's a couple. There's been Punisher games. They've been They've been all right. I don't know Punisher enough to see if he has like a history or just a plethora of references and details. So I don't know if he'd be a choice. Not one of mine anyway.
Okay, cool. Well, you look like you're you're swimming here, trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to.
So I got a couple options here. So my first one that I thought of was Superman, and it's a challenge, right? Because for one, he's invincible. So how do you tell a good Superman story? How do you have a good Superman video game when he's invincible? Because I mean, you can't have him fight Thug, then he has a health bar that just dies, right? Well, there's an easy way around that. Many times in the comics, even I think up last year, there were times where he's lost his powers, not all the way, but he got powered down for a while.
The Metroid.
That's what I was going to say.
So
Metroid Prime it.
So you could have it a situation where he had to do something, go into the sun, or he had a new power 2-3 years ago where he could literally Nova blast himself, and it was a super giant, crazy, strong explosion. But for the next X amount of time, he was very depowered. So make the game take place in that time period where maybe he does have most of his powers. He can fly and do all those things. He's not completely invulnerable. Maybe not like that. And then instead of him just going around beating guys up, make it something where he's got to make decisions. Like he's got super speed, he's all these powers. So, you've got all these things going on. You have to save all these people in the city. You can do something where, you're fighting so-and-so and I don't know, Mr. Mixelplixel. And then Lex Luthor is downtown, stealing something. So he hears it. You got to find a way to hold Mr. Mixelplixel for a second, then press a button. He zooms over to Lex Luthor, and then you have to analyze the situation really quickly, determine what you need to do, break something, use your heat vision, maybe use your freeze ray, make the right choice, and then go back, press a button, go back to Mixelplixel. Figure it out. Maybe you've got to juggle a ton of things, so you feel the burden of what it's like to be Superman, where you have the power to do everything, but you can't be in two places at once. So how do you handle that? Or make it failures of other types, where if he's not fast enough in certain things, people get hurt, people die, and make some sort of story where it's weighted on him.
Yeah,
and I think that'd be a cool way to do it. Not limiting the powers he has, but making it so that
he's overwhelmed.
Exactly. You have all these powers, but you can't do it all. But you've got to find a way. And the worse you do, the worse your story gets.
Okay. I'm seeing RPG elements to that.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Throw some of that in there, some Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've got a couple. One's just an idea that just came to my head. I would like to see a Telltale version of maybe a Justice League or some type of superhero game where it's all scripted and you have different decisions, but based on those decisions it changes the outcome of the heroes, the outcomes of the villains, different relationships that you build, anti-heroes, anti-villains. So I'd like to see a nice version of that. But a game that I would actually really like, I would like Platinum to do it, because Platinum's really good with action games. I would like to see a Blade game done by Platinum in the style where with Blade, you have guns and swords, just like Bayonetta.
That's how Platinum do.
And the other one's Devil May Cry, but I don't want Capcom working on any of these type of games right now. They're trying to figure it out. Nier is a great game, so I would love to see a Blade game somehow. Being a daywalker, there's certain things that you can do during the day, but also at night, maybe you'll get different powers when you're at night, or different abilities.
The freaks come out, I hear.
You can suck the blood from your enemies and use that as a healing mechanic, and different upgrades that you can do, or different weapons that you get, different type of items and special bullets, ammunition to take out different enemies. So I think that would be a really cool version.
I just thought of one. Sorry if you.
No, that was it.
Still going. A Flash game, not like computer, like the Flash games on the computer, but Flash the hero, where you kind of have to deal with time travel a bit, where it's you're going back and forth between say the Flashpoint era and I guess current canon Earth, and you just kind of not necessarily just solving crimes, but you're fighting. You're trying to stop the war between the Atlanteans and the Amazons, and you're coming back and trying to stop Weather Wizard and all the rogues and all that kind of stuff, where you're you're dealing with back and forth kind of combat, and I'm thinking like a free roaming kind of city. Like think GTA, but instead of guns, it's Flash, and you're punching people.
Yeah, actually, I'm on board with that, man. Like, I could definitely see that working out pretty well. Like, Kickstarted. Just make it Flashpoint. Kickstarted off where he's trying to go back and save his mom, and he does it, and things go wrong. And he was Ultimate Flash. He had all his powers, but in the beginning of Flashpoint, he has no powers. He has to recreate. Oh, it scared me. He has to recreate the experiment that went wrong to get his powers back. So, maybe in the beginning you have to survive just and get to a lab or something and then get your powers, and you're base Flash. You don't have very much, so you're just fast enough to start like helping out, but you're not fast enough yet to go back. And you get a little faster, now you can go back and figure something out, get a clue, go back to Flashpoint, fix something, and like slowly make things better to fix all the problems until finally you got, I don't know, whatever you need, the support you need to go back as far as you need to fix everything completely, and boom, it goes back. That would be super awesome.
And he'd be one hell of a messenger.
Yeah. That actually would be a pretty cool game. Some other things I thought about, I was thinking about Flash as well. I was thinking about like chaining combos. So like, super speed, almost like Superman, but a little different where, you got to hit some guy, you got to like not necessarily do a quick time event, but you've got to bounce from one guy, hit him, bounce to the next. Someone's going to get shot, like bounce back over there, punch that guy. And then like all of them have timers, like green, red, yellow or something. So let's say you're fighting 25 guys. Okay, you hit this guy, and like they're hit, they're stunned, and milliseconds are happening. You've got to run your way back to hit them before they can, kind of wake up and act again. And if you drop it, they'll hurt people, or they could shoot you, or something like that, or get away with the money, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you've got to continue to like keep yourself moving fast enough to not let anyone get out of like the green into like out of the red or into the green, or whatever way you want to look at it, and like escape or fight back. I think that'd be super cool.
I can just imagine the combo counter going up and up and flashing and jiggling on fire and everything.
Yeah.
33, 34.
Yeah,
with each hit.
And then like later you could add like people who have like superpowers and like what that might do. Like, I don't know, Weather Wizard or Mirror Master or something like that, and like how that might change or like make it more challenging. I think that'd be super awesome.
Another one that kind of came to mind, and I mean, I'm kind of just ripping off the movies at this point, but I think kind of like a Justice League movie where you play as each different character against the Crisis on Tours, the Justice Society. Yeah, that's what they were called.
That's right.
Yeah, making sure. Where you're fighting like Ultraman, Superwoman.
Oh, no, that's the Crime Syndicate.
Crime Syndicate, there we go. Yeah. I think that would be a kind of cool. You get to play as each character, and each character will play differently, obviously. Maybe Cyborg's more into like the hacking tech stuff, and Superman's obviously the punch guy. Batman's the sleuther, kind of, getting clues and planning things out. And you can decide. I get you kind of play as like Batman, and you kind of like be like the tactician in like Fire Emblem. Like, okay, Superman, I need you to go and fight Superwoman. At this time, use these abilities, kind of thing, where you're kind of like planning and you getting benefits and stuff like that.
Cool. The last one that I had that I think would be super awesome would be Green Lantern. Like, don't even make it on Earth. Maybe you could touch base on Earth a little bit. You don't even have to be Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart or Kyle Rayner.
Obviously, you'd be Guy Gardner.
Or Guy Gardner or Jessica Cruz or Simon Boz. You don't have to be any of the six human Green Lanterns. It's honestly ridiculous that there's so many Green Lanterns for their little 2814 sector, but whatever. There's 6 Green Lanterns.
Man, we got all the strong-willed people. Man.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Anyway, you could just be some random Green Lantern and just make it a space story.
Create your own character.
Yeah, if you want to, that'd be fine too. Or they could give you one. They could just here you are, this recruit. You have to be that person, whatever. But just space stories. Go around space, fight different things. Maybe even slightly randomly generated worlds. You have to go and fight and stop. I don't know. Help people in space. Shore up like a spaceship or like take it to another planet.
Got it. Okay, same thing you just said. But whenever you die, you're not playing as a Green Lantern. You're playing as the Ring. And so it's kind of like a rogue. It's a rogue game where wherever you die, the Ring now has to go and find another lantern, and you start at the beginning again.
Oh, that's a
roguelike.
That'd actually be super sick because like some Green Lanterns have different powers because they're natural, like race.
Yeah, it'd be like Dead Cells, but green cells.
Yeah.
Dead Lantern. Dead Lantern.
I think that'd actually be a super sick thing though. Like, maybe randomly you get a Kryptonian.
Ooh, a
Like,
Kryptonian Green Lantern.
Yeah, like that happened with Supergirl. Like she became a Red Lantern.
Yeah.
So freaking strong. Like she was impossibly strong.
Yeah, add in the other cores for sure.
That'd be add the other cores in. Like that would be super awesome.
Except no one can ever be the Orange Lantern. Yeah. That's unlockable. That's paid DLC.
Yeah, that'd pay a lot.
I'm so lost here, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. There's different lantern cores, the emotional spectrum, the color spectrum, essentially. So there's like 7 of them, I think.
Yep.
So that would be sick to have them in there. I think that game would work very well. Just it would do great.
I got one more for us. I think there would be a chance that we could have a really cool like Robin game, where it's
Which Robin?
I don't know.
Just pick a Robin.
No.
Like, do you pick a Robin? Like, oh, I want to play as
maybe
the
different
best Robin,
timelines.
Tim Drake.
Sure, it's a different storyline depending on the Robin. But you're following missions or orders from Batman, and you have different tasks to complete based on him. So it's some of the RPGs where it's like you have this person that you're following, and they're like guiding you on what to do, and then you're just actioning and all that. So maybe that, and you're the one that has to defeat the villains. You're the one that has to take down the Joker. Maybe not as Todd though, because you died in the end. But
I didn't play out so good for him.
no, but something I think that would be cool. You have different gadgets, different tech that you can use. You can grapple from buildings. Maybe not like Spider-Man, but you can. There's other games like Lost Planet where you can like zip from like corner to corner. So I think that would be a cool game.
Nice. Cool. Well, that's our take on superhero games in the video game realm. Hopefully they make one of those. I don't know if they take our ideas. If you do, give us a fee.
Yeah, we have it recorded, so
Yeah.
we'll know if you took our
We
stuff.
completely will know. Don't try to IGN it. We'll know.
Ooh.
Cool. Well,
But by Spider-Man though.
yeah. Cool, guys. Well, that is our main topic there on superheroes and video games. What character would you want to have come to video games? What character could be done the right way? We'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. All right, it's gamer trivia time.
Yeah, my favorite.
Every week, 2 hosts go head-to-head in a best-of-3 trivia contest. The winner stays and plays again next week. The loser makes next week's trivia. I lost last week. I made trivia. It was a little controversial, but, it is what it is. I lost. So,
It's only controversial to one person.
Yeah. Come on, bro. You won, but you got to see it.
I mean, hey, so what do you got for trivia today?
Some more controversial stuff.
You saw how you didn't answer.
Is it Spider-Man trivia?
It is not Spider-Man trivia.
Okay.
I did
So
that.
there's a lot of video games that have had a storied history. A lot of games. There's a lot of franchises that have had 5, 8, 10, 20 games in their series. So you can easily lose track of how many games there are. What's the title of their games? So that's what we're doing. We're trying to figure out which of these is not a game title in that franchise.
He whipped this up that fast?
Oh boy.
I already had it in my mind.
Okay.
All right. Question 1. Which of these is not an Imagine series title? Imagine series, for those of you who are not familiar, is a DS game or DS 3DS game franchise. Typically, it focuses on young girls and different careers that they can participate and play in, and kind of adapt that role and be that in the game.
Not to be confused with Imagine Dragons.
Very, very much not so.
Or Style Savvy.
Here we go. Question 1. Which of these not Imagine series title? Is it A, Master Chef? Is it B, Figure Skater? C, Modern Dancer? Or D, Fashion Icon?
Or E.
They've all been.
I have Joshua's answer. I have Garrett's answer. You have both said Modern Dancer. C. The correct answer is D, Fashion Icon.
It was either C or D.
That is incorrect for both of you gentlemen. Score is 0-0.
CD's nuts.
Which of these is not an Armored Core title?
Ooh.
Is it A, Last Stand? B, Another Age? C, Nine Breaker? Or D, Silent Line.
Answers one more time.
Last Stand, Another Age, Nine Breaker, Silent Line.
I actually don't know because I've never played Armored Core.
It's a good series. It was. Then they kept going.
They're still going, I think.
I have both your answers. Garrett, you chose A, Last Stand. Joshua, you chose D, Silent Line.
I didn't choose D.
Or sorry, B, Another Age. The correct answer is A, Last Stand. It's correct for Garrett, incorrect for you, Joshua. I have some suspicions about you sometimes.
Really?
Really?
Why? About what?
Really? We'll see.
Because you know stuff, I guess.
We'll see.
I
We'll see.
liked Armored Core.
I'm going to try something. All right.
He's going to change the answer on the fly right now.
No, not that. Question 3. Garrett's up 1-0. Which of these is not a Disgaea title? Is it A,
Wow.
I'm done.
Alliance of Vengeance, B, Brighter Darkness, C, Unshining Eternity, or D, Absence of Justice?
Yeah.
Where's
Bring those
E?
back.
There is no E.
Where's E? None of these are the title.
I don't like those. I only do that to you guys if you do it to me.
No, just because I haven't heard any of these, so I just assume
well,
none of them are.
One of them's wrong.
So run the answers back, sir.
Alliance of Vengeance, Brighter Darkness, Unshining Eternity, Absence of Justice.
I've not heard of. I've heard of Disgaea. I've not heard of any of these.
These are all the,
PSP
the
ones?
little ones, yeah, the little subtext that you'll never ever see.
All right, I have answers. Joshua, you chose A, Alliance of Vengeance. Garrett, you chose C, Unshining Eternity. The correct answer is C, Unshining Eternity.
That was a complete guess.
This is beginning to have my theory a little bit more hardened here.
Huh.
All right, so Garrett's leading 2-1 against Joshua.
I got a free point. Awesome.
Oh, you have no points, huh?
No,
You got none right?
The scorer
Score's 2-0.
said 1.
2-0.
Gave me a point.
My apologies. All right, so now we go to the sudden death question. You know how this works. Each opponent can bet however many points they have available, how many points they've racked up. If they get this next question correct, they gain that many points. If they get it wrong, they lose that many points. The question itself is worth 2 points, even if you have 0 points to bet.
So you're saying there's still a chance?
There is still a chance. I have Garrett's bet, and that's the only bet that matters.
You read my bet, motherfucker. You accept my bet.
I don't need to read it. It does not matter.
Yes,
But
it does.
I have your bet,
Thank
Joshua.
you. I want inclusion.
You can't be included if you can't pay.
I'm paying with
Nothing.
0 points.
That's nothing. I want to put it all on 7. Sir, you can't play if you don't.
You haven't given us anything, sir.
I'll give you my watch.
They're not going to take that at the casino.
They might.
All right. Which video game series has had the most sequels? So I can give you a little bit of clarification on this.
That's a trick question.
So I can give you a little bit of clarification on this. It has to be a series where the character in the game, the main character, was a part of the game. It focused on him or her or it. It can't be something, for instance, where Mario was in Mario Kart or Mario was in Super Smash Brothers, or those games would not count because those are not the franchise. So just so you're aware of that.
So the focus is on the character, not the franchise.
The franchise itself. So for instance, if a game says Mario Kart, right, it's not a Super Mario game. But whereas like Super Mario Brothers Wii U would qualify as a Super Mario title, whereas Mario Kart would qualify in the Mario Kart franchise. If that makes sense, which I think it does.
It does. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
Cool.
All right, what's the question again?
Which series has the most games?
3 hours later.
I have Joshua's answer.
Well, if you bet 0 points, we tied. So what do you got to worry about? Oh,
I'll try that.
I have Garrett's answer.
both of you.
It might be.
You each had different answers.
Oh, okay.
Joshua, you chose Sonic the Hedgehog. Garrett, you chose Mega Man. The correct answer, with over 30 games in the franchise,
That's not Mega Man.
is Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda has had more titles with actually being Legend of Zelda than any other game franchise in history,
So you're saying,
including all these like CD-ROM PC games and stuff. Yeah, it's had over 30 games.
I'm gonna look that up when I get home.
Feel free. Well, now for the points. Joshua, you had no points. You bet no points since you had nothing to actually bet. Put on the line.
Yeah, just watch.
He's not. Oh, he is wearing a watch actually. Well, that watch is now my watch.
I ain't betting you. You ain't the house.
I am.
You ain't the house.
That's 0 points for Joshua. Garrett,
I had to play it safe.
you bet 2. No, I'm just kidding. You bet 0 points.
Yeah, I knew it. I know you.
Had to.
You bet 2. You bet 0 points. You gain 0 points, but you keep your 2 original points. That gives Garrett the gamer trivia W, the win.
Yay!
Good job. All right. Well, next week it is Joshua's turn again for trivia.
I'd like to thank Age Tech for making Armored Core. That's all I got.
All right. Cool.
Man.
All right, guys. Well, that's gamer trivia. All right, guys. It's time for our video game spotlight. Every week we discuss one game. Could be classic, modern, legacy, retro, anything from any era. And we'll discuss the merits of the game, what we enjoyed, what we hated, what kind of game it was, and maybe what could have been done better if possible. This week, it was Garrett's turn. Garrett, what game did you have? When did it release? What console? All that good stuff.
So for this week, I have chosen Banjo-Kazooie, which released on the Nintendo 64 back in 1998. Yeah, June 29th, 1998 by Rare. This game was a 3D platformer. I don't want to say puzzle game, maybe Jiggy game. Jigsaw.
It's an adventure platform. Yeah.
Yeah, much like Super Mario 64 at the time. You go around, there's collectibles, and you're trying to save your sister who has been kidnapped by a witch, Grunty.
Gruntilda. Yep.
So when you say you go around, who's you?
You, the bear, Banjo, or the better one, Kazooie.
So you're two
The
people.
bird.
Yeah, Banjo runs around with Kazooie in his backpack, and Kazooie is she's the best.
It's a female bird. I
She's
don't
cool.
think we had to know what type of bird. If there was one that exists
Sparrow?
with a
I don't
flamingo.
know, she's red,
Yeah.
so probably a sparrow.
Nah,
I don't
okay.
think she's a sparrow.
I don't know. A Spearow.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe
no,
a Spearow.
no. If anything, looking at her, she'd have to be a Firo. She's kind of bigger, like
Yeah.
long, lanky.
A red robin.
Maybe she's a
Yum.
shiny Firo.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah,
That
makes
sounds
sense.
all right. But what stood out about this game for you? Like, why was it so iconic? You mentioned Super Mario 64. So there already was a game on the Nintendo 64 that really had kind of defined the 3D platform. I mean, it was already a new genre in and of itself at that time. So what made this stand out?
For me, the movement options, not only were you just, running around as a bear, that can do most of what Mario does, one jump, maybe two, no, just the one jump. But then Kazooie, she adds in like her bird flaps, her kind of like beak smash, the flying ability. Like there's just movement options that are in Banjo that aren't in Super Mario 64 and at that time.
Oh, is it my turn? All right. Let me lay it down for you. This game took a lot of tones and a lot of things that Mario 64 did that revolutionized how we look at gaming, especially in 3D form. So what Banjo did was it took a lot of that and it made it its own thing. Rare decided to make a game that had a lot of similar things, from flying to movesense to movement and traversal. Even the collectible element, but it made it its own. In an example, in Mario 64, you collect stars, but it kind of lays out the objective for you. Where in Banjo, you don't have any objective. You're just traversing a world with a bunch of interesting characters, great landscapes, phenomenal music.
Yep.
Very iconic music. And it really allowed you to explore. In Mario, you could explore, but the levels changed depending on what star you were in. Sometimes in Banjo, it's just you need to go save your sister. You need to unlock these doors by either getting jiggies or music notes, or in this game, musical notes. And then you had to figure it all out on your own. So it really changed how you would explore in a game where it didn't force you to get this item and get that item.
Yeah, just to add a bit on, as you were saying with Super Mario 64, you pick a star and that level is now based on that objective. Whereas in Banjo-Kazooie, it's more kind of like an open world, each level's a hub, and you explore that hub, and there's 13 jigsaw pieces or whatever that you need to find to unlock the next door. And then on top of that, there's the jiggies, Jinjos, that's what they were called.
Jinjo!
That you can also collect, just throughout all of these hub worlds and just these landscapes and everything. One of my favorite things about just each of these levels would be the mumbo jumbo. And finding this shaman inside his hut, and he transforms you into anything really, a van, a washing machine, I can't even remember, a submarine, that kind of thing, and you can now traverse new areas of this hub world, and kind of get your own jigsaw, solve your own puzzles with your new form, kind of thing.
Nice. So, one of the things that I always seem to pick up from Banjo and Kazooie is it has a much more comedic take than
Absolutely.
Super Mario or a lot of platformers back in that era. Is that one of the things that made it stand out?
I would say, with the easy comparison is Super Mario 64, just around that time. That was a kind of serious game where Bowser took Peach, go save Peach. In this case, Grunty takes your sister, but there's just the characters in the world are so much more comedic, and it's light. It's a light game.
So, I guess the way I look at it is there's so many games that, they are lighthearted like Super Mario, but it's pretty straightforward where the premise of the game is lighthearted, but there's not really jokes. There's not really a lot of elbow nudges or anything like that. And Banjo seems to have a lot of that.
Thrives on it.
Yeah, is that what made it stand apart? Because if it's so similar to Super Mario in the platforming aspect, then wouldn't it come off? Most people would argue. I think both of you would say that it's not. You wouldn't consider it a clone of Mario.
No, you wouldn't. I think part of it is the charm, and the charm definitely stems from that comedic approach, where a lot of it was not just jokes itself, but the storyline and how it was invoked was based on a joke. So everything that Gruntilda, the main villain, spoke to was in rhymes. Everything was in rhymes as far as the sentence lyrically. At the end of the sentence was a word, and the end of another sentence was another matching word. And then you had Bottles, which taught you your moves, but Kazooie was always mean to Bottles and always cracking jokes and, making fun of Bottles. And then you had Klungo, which was the big green monster that is Gruntilda's little assistant. He's always wearing a lab coat because he's always in the lab trying to whip up some type of potion. And you're always beating up on him. As you progress through the game, he gets he gets a black eye from the last fight, and there's just a lot of different elements that piece it all together that make it enjoyable. And just the sound effects of Banjo just jump, and Kazooie just there's just sound effects and cues and things that just made it fun and had its own identity. And I think that stands out alone. Besides a Mario game, which does have a more serious tone because you have a direct mission, and the mission is you're saving the princess and it's point A to B, versus in Banjo, it's they're having fun, they're having a good time, they're enjoying the sights, even though you have a serious mission at the front.
So what changed? Because I know that for a lot of fans, that game on the Nintendo 64 was a classic. But unlike Mario, which has stood the test of time and has gotten at least stayed the same, if not better, with most iterations, Banjo and Kazooie has taken a definite, left turn and not gotten better. And why is that? Why has the series not continued to thrive?
Because Microsoft bought out Rare.
That's exactly what it was. When Rare had the license and to this game, they made Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Great games, both amazing. Microsoft buys Rare, and they tried to bring back Banjo-Kazooie back with Banjo Nuts and Bolts.
Yep.
But it was a completely new formula. It was create vehicles and just it definitely wasn't the same. So to answer your question, Johnny, it has failed because it lost its identity. It lost what it was. And it's not Banjo-Kazooie's fault. And it's not even Rare's fault. Just
It happened.
It went in another way.
I mean, I don't even think they had the same entire development team that worked on Nuts and Bolts. Some of them left. I think some of them went on to Retro Studios.
Some of them went on to make Ukulele.
Yes, which is a nod to an older game. I think just the buyout, it changed because we all know from games that Microsoft has done recently or as in partnership, kind of Scalebound, looking at Scalebound and Platinum, is Microsoft drives a hard line on what they want their products to be and how they want maybe their games to be put on their consoles. And I think that type of ownership and that type of creative change allows it where it maybe the identity you had in the beginning or what you wanted isn't the final product because someone else has a different opinion or input saying you can do this or you have this amount of funds to work with. So I'm not sure, but I do believe Banjo-Kazooie does deserve an overhauled HD remake and add a couple new things to it.
And that'd probably be very difficult because it was on a Nintendo console, and even though Microsoft owns Rare, I don't know if they'd ever be able to get the full rights to have that game.
Yeah, we got Rare Replay,
Yeah.
That is true.
and we did get both of those games.
So maybe
Kazooie and Tooie.
maybe in the future. So what do you do now to fix Banjo and Kazooie? This is a game that had a lot of critical acclaim. People loved it. Didn't like Nuts and Bolts. What do you do now?
I would say give the reins back to Rare and let them make the Banjo-Kazooie game. But we've kind of had that game already. We've had that game with Ukulele. And though Ukulele did well, it didn't do gangbusters. It didn't, knock things out the park. So I think we're at a point where maybe society doesn't need that kind of game anymore, where we've gone so far with our technology and the way storytelling's done that I don't think a lot of people would gravitate towards that kind of formula anymore.
Even considering the fact that Super Mario Odyssey is, and for all accounts and purposes, a very spiritual successor to Super Mario 64. You don't feel that could have that sort of treatment given to the Banjo series?
Well, I don't think they're comparable. We've been comparing them this whole time, but when it comes to storytelling, Super Mario 64 is very different than Banjo-Kazooie storytelling, where it's very jokey and very comical, without even dialogue really. And I just don't think that would do well in this age, at least not at this time.
Yeah, and Mario is a name brand. Like everybody and their mother knows Mario. Versus you take most of the generation after us, they probably don't know Banjo-Kazooie unless they've either played the game or they're a Nintendo fan.
Or he's put in Smash.
That would be the next thing. I think if you put Banjo and Kazooie in Smash Brothers, that would definitely help. If you look at what happened with Shulk. Shulk was put in Smash Brothers, and everyone now knows what Xenoblade Chronicles was, and kind of resurge that. One thing I believe that could help is having another game, but it doesn't have to do gangbusters. It just has to do well enough and get some critical acclaim. And it has to be a platforming game. It can't be a build your own cart and kind of traverse the world and then find them a bunch of parts. Like that's not the game we're looking for. And platformers are starting to make a comeback more in the indie world than in the 3D space. Like we don't see like Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter. Like we don't see these
Sly Cooper.
Yeah, we don't see these dominating platforms like Spyro is making a comeback after Crash made a comeback. So we're starting to see that resurgence, but it's not dynamic. And I don't think if Banjo-Kazooie were to have another game, I don't think it would do as great with all the other competition that's out with everything else right now.
Cool. All right, final thoughts if you have any on Banjo and Kazooie.
Oh, I got one, but go ahead.
Well, just it's one of those things where it's like you play it at the time, and it kind of just sticks with you. It's not something I can be like, oh guys, you should go and play Banjo-Kazooie and you'll love it. Unfortunately, it's like you missed the train on that one if you haven't played it yet. It's not a game I can really say you'll enjoy it, unfortunately.
I recommend it if you can actually go back and play an older game.
Yeah, definitely.
So two different things I want to mention. One, it definitely had its own type of progression system where there was powers or certain items that you get later in the game after you unlock them, where you can go back to other worlds. Like you get the running sneakers, or you get the boots where you can go in like quicksand and the bubblegum swamp. And then there's other characters that you run into, little NPCs that. Like the bear. I forget the bear's name.
The Bottles? No, he was the mole.
Yeah, the snowy bear that lost his kids, and the kids want the presents. And like, there's definitely characters. Even the giant fish in Rusty Bucket Bay. Like, there's a lot of different. Like, it has. It's so fun, and it has a lot of its own personality just in the game itself, and the world itself really does come alive, and you get to explore that world, and the game is overall fun. And one thing I think which was brilliant in this game, and you either knew it at the end or you were punished by it, is at the very end, before you reach the final boss, they throw on a game show. So this is where the comedy play comes in, and they totally turned the game on its head, where you had this game show where it was literally a board game. And what it was is Gruntilda was the host, and you had to get first place against a couple competitors to try to get these answers correct. It was kind of like a Mario Party type of thing, or a Sonic Shuffle.
There's a trivia, though.
Yeah. So you ran into Gruntilda's sister, who's a fairy, randomly throughout the game. And she'll tell you little hints about her sister, Gruntilda. And what they did was Gruntilda takes those hints and turns them into trivia questions. And then in this trivia game, you have to navigate this board to get to the finish line. And if you don't, you lose, you die, and then you have to start the whole game over again. So it's, if you don't know any of these answers, you either have to go back to
the game show.
Yeah.
Not the whole game.
The whole game show.
Yeah, you made that seem very different.
Sorry, the whole game show. Yeah, it's not that type of a
Banjo-Kazooie is a road game.
And that made it where if you didn't pay attention to the game, you were kind of disabled by it, because now you didn't know the answers, and now it's just like guesstimation, or you had to go back.
Yeah, it wouldn't be stuff, like, oh, which hand does Gruntilda write with? That kind of stuff.
Unless her sister told you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you miss that part, then what, is she left-handed? Is she right-handed? Is she ambidextrous?
What's her favorite, like, dessert? Like booger dung pie or some weird gross stuff about it. And in the end, you had the Jinjos you end up saving come back and help you in the end. So it's just a fun game overall. The music, just the notes. Banjo's a bear, and bear's like honey, so your health system's a honeycomb. It's just like little nods like that. It's definitely worth a play if you're into those type of games.
Cool. All right, well, that's our video game spotlight on Banjo and Kazooie. Here we go. Time for the speed run. So every week we break down 7 news stories or fun facts that didn't make it for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before we move on to the next one, finished or not. Gotta go fast. In the speed run.
Okay.
Broke sweat.
THQ Nordic has purchased the rights and IP to Kingdoms of Amalur.
I didn't play the game.
I mean, this was kind of a failed game, to be honest. Like, it didn't really hit any sort of numbers. It didn't really get great reviews. It was if you really enjoy the clones of like Elder Scrolls and those open world RPGs, then you'll probably play this. But you got to be hurting for content to want to hop into this.
Well, this is more like a God of War type of game than it was in Elder Scrolls.
I saw it more of as an RPG. It was an open world RPG.
The gameplay is more like a God of War or a Conan or a...
Yeah, but it's open world is what I mean. Yeah. It's third person open world.
I'm happy. There was some controversy between the developer, which the studio got shut down for some other stuff, but I'm glad that the IP has been picked up by somebody else, because it's been long gone.
Microsoft has teased that it is currently working on its next generation console.
This is dumb. You don't need to tell us this.
I mean, didn't PS4 do something?
Yeah, they just said that it's at the end of its life cycle. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
That means they have already started working on their console.
5 years from now, are we gonna see it?
No, 2 years, bro. 2020, we will see new consoles. remember, these consoles came out in what 2013. Like, doesn't seem that long ago, but it was that long ago. So
5 years.
yeah. So by 2020, that's 7 years. Like that's about what you expect.
You okay with buying a console every 3 years?
It'd be every 7 years.
Did you buy an Xbox One X
No,
or a PS4 Pro?
those are the same console.
They're not exactly. They're a bridge between.
They're the same console. They play the same game. They do the same thing.
It's not the next generation.
And these new consoles are not going to play the same type of games?
You didn't have to buy an Xbox One X. You could have bought an Xbox One when it released and still have the same availability for content you have with the X.
I think it's going to be the same in 2020.
Next.
Yeah, flip that bubble. Marvel Studios president, is it Kevin Feige? Well, he came out and said that Captain Marvel is the most powerful hero in the MCU.
I mean, that's about right. I mean,
I don't know nothing about Captain Marvel.
She's
Does she
really
go Shazam?
no. She's really, really strong. I don't know if she's more powerful than Thor. Like that's rough for me to say that.
You said you like your power balances, so I mean, based on the MCU and how it's unfolded now, how is that power level going to mitigate with whatever storyline they're going to put in?
Rephrase the question.
How strong is she gonna be? Like, is she just gonna mull over everybody else?
She's really, really strong. So
Like,
I mean,
is she going to Superman Steppenwolf?
there we go. She's really strong. So as strong as Thor is, like, you know, when he comes to Wakanda and Banner's like, "You guys are screwed," you know what I mean? Like the whole army. She's that strong. Like she is really, really powerful. Like cosmic level power, just like Thor.
Next.
Yeah. Netflix's Castlevania has been confirmed to have a third season coming out in sometime in the future.
Nice. Season 2's not even out yet.
Yeah, they're doing well with some of their animated content. Castlevania is good. I really, really enjoy Voltron. Like, man, it's so good. Like, it's such a good series.
All right, to counter that, did you ever get back to Disenchanted?
I did finish Disenchanted.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
it was okay.
Yeah.
You know what? It had the classic Netflix situation of having too many episodes. They could have probably had 7 episodes and told more story in that time than pushing it to like 12 or whatever. But yeah, like Netflix is doing good, and I think Castlevania deserves to get this treatment. So
Nice.
People like it. People want it.
It was really fun. I'm definitely looking forward to season 2, and I can now say I'm excited for season 3. Yeah, I'm glad it got to season 3.
Come out in another year.
Next. The release of Incredibles 2 Blu-ray. The Incredibles 2 Blu-ray release will include a new short film called Auntie Edna, showing what exactly happened when Edna babysat Jack Jack in the second film.
I feel like one of us may have already said this was going to happen. Like I feel like we hinted at this because it was obvious that they just passed on.
There's absolutely no reason to gloss over that when we see such a change in Jack Jack and Edna too. When she's like, "Oh no, I don't want to touch it," and then next thing, he's like smoking a lollipop.
You ever want me to watch Jack Jack ever again? Just don't hesitate.
I do it for free, darling.
Just no one else can watch your clothes. No one else do your clothes. Johnny, I think you were against seeing this because you're like, we don't need the exposition. We don't need to see what happened.
No, I don't. That's not what I said. What I said was that whole thing about him taking Jack Jack there, and then going through the whole little sit down with a cup of tea and show Jack Jack in his like suit. It was redundant. But this will be funny, I think.
Next.
Epic Games has joined forces with Hasbro and Nerf to bring us Fortnite Monopoly and some new Fortnite Nerf guns.
Okay, no joke. I'm actually pretty excited for that.
It's Nerf or nothing.
No, Monopoly. I love Monopoly. So,
Do you like Fortnite?
I love Monopoly.
But do you
That
like Fortnite?
answers that question.
So if you don't like Fortnite, but you like Monopoly, you're gonna buy Fortnite Monopoly.
He would buy One Piece Monopoly.
I would buy One Piece Monopoly. I'd never open it, but I'd buy it.
There we go.
Why would you do that?
I like collecting Monopolies.
Fortnite's taking over the world. Like it's showing no signs of slowing down. It's only getting bigger, and I fear for Call of Duty's ability to have success in this market.
Call of Duty never got Nerf blasters.
I'm just saying that I don't think
No. I'm adding on to that.
Oh.
I'm saying like, yeah, Fortnite is taking over that.
Yeah.
Call of Duty doesn't get a Monopoly. Call of Duty doesn't get any of that.
Monopoly's for adults, and kids get the Nerf guns.
Next.
As EA's For Honor goes free to play, Its concurrent base of players has grown from 5,000 to 210,000. That's a lot of people, but sad.
Is it free to? Did it actually go to free to play, or is it saying because of the games with gold?
I think it's actually free to play now.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
It's crazy when games do that. Destiny 2 kind of just did that on the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
It's free, only for a month, but I mean that's a big blockbuster game to go free.
I mean, you just released Forsaken, so you got to get some way to build a subscriber base. Hey, get this game for free and buy our DLC.
Yeah, that sounds like Activision.
Yeah,
but
okay,
that I mean that's good for that's good.
I don't know if it's going free to play. I can't even find that.
Well, they're gonna microtransaction the crap out of everybody. Hey, it's free to play. Just spend $2 on the skin.
That was Joshua's note, though. Not mine. Not mine. Just
I did the research. Just because you can't find it.
Well, find it for me. All right. Well, that's our speed run, guys.
We sped run it.
All right. Time for name the game. 2 hosts competing.
Yeah, no, that's wrong.
3 games, 2 hosts, 1 correct answer for each. Use your wits, match the clues, name the game.
They forgot a little bit of stuff in there. It's okay.
Well, I mean, he didn't go. The loser is, brainwashed and exiled.
Shunned by their family and friends and people.
Shame.
Stop pointing at me.
So I won last week. Joshua went down, which means it's Garrett versus myself. And what do you got for us, JG?
I got some games. Let me pull up my notes. That, for some reason, is not where it's supposed to be. All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
I got to go back here because I'm in the middle of you guys. I got to hide my answers. All right. First game. A disgustingly fun side scroller.
Super Meat Boy.
No.
Grab by the ghoulies?
No. Hygiene has nothing to do with your abilities.
Pass.
The Binding of Isaac.
No. This is a title from the 16-bit era.
Earthworm Jim.
No.
Toe Jam and Earl.
No.
Oh, I feel good about that.
I thought that was a win for you right there.
Ooh, stop picking your nose.
Ren and Stimpy.
No.
Nose Picker McGee.
No. The main character's name is Snotty.
Got nothing, bro.
Snotty Bear.
Nope. I think you got a little boogie in your nose, sir.
Is this game really called? Is it really Boogie?
No. There's a game called Boogie.
No, I know. That's what I thought it was.
No. You guys have never heard of this game?
Apparently not. Or at least didn't play it.
Or at least your clues aren't getting us where we need to be.
Alrighty.
Time to start saying the title.
So what's the real word for boogie?
A booger.
Okay, and if you were a superhero, how would you be named?
Super Booger.
No. That's your answer this round.
Booger Man?
Booger Man! Have you guys never heard of Booger Man?
The hell is that,
Yeah,
dude?
dude.
Look it up.
I've never.
It's a real game.
I'm okay not to.
I'm not gonna waste my time.
It's a
looking
real
that
game.
Was it on Sega? I feel like it's a Sega game.
It is a Sega. I think it came to Super Nintendo as well.
it is.
It's a 90s game, bro.
up. All right. Well, you got it. That's one for Garrett.
Sure.
We all got gaming holes. What we call it, wag?
That's not even a gaming hole. That's just like a pedal no one even looked at.
Right.
Oh, man. Okay, it's 1-0. Garrett's got his point. Second game. A comedically challenging but short game.
Comedically challenging.
Yes.
It's hard to be funny.
It's finally hard. Like, what does that mean?
It's, okay, a hard and funny game. How about that? A hard and fun game.
You don't know Jack?
No. That's a deep cut.
Pass.
I'm trying. I got to with you.
Equip your new suit and try to be the best parent possible.
Octodad?
Octopath Dad?
Octopath?
No, Octodad.
Octodad.
Yay! That's one for Johnny, one for Garrett.
I'm the host. I give out the points.
Oh, sorry.
It's one for Johnny, one for Garrett. It's tie game. Last game.
I mean, I guess you said Octopath. I mean, that's clearly another game.
Are we going to do this argument again? Okay. You remember that one? Yeah, I remember that one. All right. Last game. The only colors on the screen are black and white.
Limbo?
No.
That was a great cut, man. Great cut. Pass.
No, you like passing.
I don't know what to say.
Football started, man. You'd be enjoying it. A game published and developed by Atari.
Pong.
No.
Good cut though. You be slinging them, brother.
Not good
You be
enough.
slinging them cuts.
Not good enough.
He's trying to win.
Wait, repeat it.
Are we allowed to repeat it?
I don't know.
You can't repeat the.
We've never had.
I think we've done it once. A game published and developed by Atari.
Space Invaders?
No. A very popular arcade game that debuted in 1979.
Asteroids?
Asteroids. Ding,
Oh
ding,
wow,
ding, ding,
good
ding.
cut.
You are really on fire on these black and white games.
I guess. I'm disappointed.
These colorless
There's
games.
2 games I'm disappointed in that were not the answer.
Limbo was a great cut, bro.
Never played it.
Limbo's so good.
Didn't he already give Limbo as a question?
No.
I think at some point somebody did.
Yeah.
Limbo's great.
Nice job.
Oh, okay.
Garrett wins. 2-1. No skunks. No Pepe Le Pews.
I mean, he only kind of got one though. So
I mean, you only kind of got one.
I earned mine. You earned the third one. You didn't earn the first one, but that's fine.
He's
I don't
saying that
think you were on
because
the
you
second
kind
one.
of said
Really?
the wrong game.
I
Yeah.
don't think you were in the second
I
one.
said
You said
Octo-
a different
He
game.
said Octopath.
I was trying to
Octodad.
say Octodad.
I know exactly what you were trying to say, but you didn't say it.
Remember that time where I said Monster Hunter and I meant to say Monster Rancher?
You weren't gonna say Octodad though, bro.
No, I wasn't.
So come on,
I think Garrett's mad that I didn't give you the loss because you did ding me for saying Monster Hunter when I clearly meant Monster Ranch and you didn't let me take it back.
I didn't finish my sentence though. I was like Octodad. That's not the same thing. Monster Hunter.
Monster
Rancher?
Hunter, Monster Rancher. Like,
That's very
the same
different.
thing.
It is not.
well, you still lost anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I guess because of Booger Man game. No one listening to this podcast is gonna know what you're talking
I
about.
knew what it was. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know what it was.
Sad that was what you had to play. All right,
I didn't play it.
you didn't even play it.
No, but I know what it is. I know my gaming history.
Oh man. All right, well that's name the game, guys. All right, so it's time to end our show. At the end of every show, we discuss. Why are you looking at me like that for?
Because our show's ending. No, I don't want it to end.
Oh, I thought, like, am I missing something here? Like, what are you so surprised for? We do this every week.
I do my faces.
we in the
sometimes.
show every week.
Before we get out of here, we always give ourselves stupid superpower. I always break this down. We discuss what's going on with us outside of the podcast and give each other.
Stupid powers.
I'm gonna not do it if you're not gonna be like wholehearted. Like,
Because you take my thunder like
just
every other week now.
it's literally an edit. Just edit it out, and the world does not have to know. Like, what's so hard about that?
You know now.
If you choose to leave it in.
It's superpowers.
All right. Playing Dead Cells a lot.
Yeah,
Ooh,
see.
still.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat that game. It's hard, and I had a great thing, some crazy powerful thing I just randomly dropped. I was like, "What is this thing?" And I dropped down, and I tried to go onto a platform, and it was a very short platform. I didn't expect it, and I dropped down too far, and he like got stunned. And then like the tornado guy came and just tornadoed my ass to death, and that was the end. And yeah, he's so strong.
Did you do the down smash thing, or did you just fall from a?
I thought I was just like dropping to a light platform below, and then it was just far, like it wasn't very far. It was just far enough to where it made him go dizzy.
Yeah.
And he fell down and was dizzy, and then the tornado guy came and just and I died.
You can be so high up that even if you do
Yes.
the smash, you'll still get stunned.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen the opposite. Or if you time your down smash at the right time, you can
Yeah.
fall from any height and not get stuck.
Well,
Yeah.
you can roll out of it and
No,
then do it again.
What he's saying is, let's say if I'm falling from super, super high and I lightly fall, and then before I hit the ground, I down smash it.
Yeah.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was real. I wanted to throw my controller. I had a weapon called the Heavy Hitter. It was a turret that did like 2,500 DPS plus 150%. Had all these crazy stats, and I was just one shotting everything, and it shot through people and left like a trail of flames. It was just I was just killing people.
I was gonna laugh like he didn't even get to use it.
I did get to use it.
Yeah.
It was so powerful.
To add some context for you guys, he sent both of us a text message saying, "Look what I got." And we were like, "Wow." And I was like, "Johnny, you better beat the game." And no more than maybe 30 seconds later, I was stupid. I died.
Your specific words, Joshua, were Johnny, you better not die.
Yeah.
And then
To which
right
then
after that,
Johnny replied, I died.
Yep. you could post a picture if you want, if in the video. Well, that was my week, just playing that and enjoying my new baby girl and family. All right, Garrett, it's been a while since you've had one of my powers.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it's been quite some time.
I mean, you were gone, and then Johnny was gone, and then I got the power. All right.
We do that every time.
You do that every time. All right, let's see here. What power can I give you? Okay. Garrett, you have the power that whenever you want to, you can switch bodies. You can't switch back, though. You can only switch one time.
Huh.
But you can only switch with someone under the age of 2.
This is a power I will never use.
Ever? Never?
Ever, never.
What about when you're
Forever,
78 years
forever,
old?
Never. Nah, I did my time. I want to do it again.
You'll feel differently when you're 78 years old. And you'll switch bodies with them.
And then I just let the 2-year-old just die? The 2-year-old just gets 4 years of life, maybe?
See, but then he has the ability to switch as well.
So every time
That's
I use the
jacked up.
power, I spread it so that everyone else can use the power.
But he's still, a 2-year-old, so he may not be able to cognitively use his power. He's not going to, but he
So
could.
it's a roll of the dice if he gets another 2 years or not.
It's a roll of the
Let's
dice.
say I'll die at 80.
Yeah, maybe he might.
I mean, what if Garrett?
But you, sir, can live forever.
What? No.
No. Now there's the off
There's a
chance that
caveat.
I'll
There's a caveat.
die before I can realize, or I'll die alone and there's no one to switch with. There's no 2-year-olds around.
Well, I mean, if you're waiting that
Human
long,
genocide. There's no more babies.
if you're waiting that long till you're on your deathbed, you're doing it wrong. But I mean, if you're like, I'm 80, all right.
No, like it could be like a car accident or something like
Well,
that.
there's nothing you can do about that. But like,
So I'm saying there's no 2-year-olds around.
just wait till like you're 65, 68. You're like, I'm done with this one. Like, I'm done with this life. Like, I've done everything.
I'm done with my human
transfer
body.
transfer all your money over, and then to another account. Remember the codes and stuff, and then skip into the
do I have to
baby.
do the Ginyu thing where
No, you just got to like hold the baby. Just touch the baby.
okay,
Oh,
all right.
he's so cute. And then now you're in there.
Dude, you got it good.
yeah.
Do you got it good? Just switch with Baby Robin.
You could switch to a girl if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could be Johnny. Could be your dad.
Okay. Here's a question.
No, you
when
embrace it.
when I change bodies to this 2-year-old, do I keep all the knowledge that I had from the previous life body?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Totally be Grayson. You got good parents. You can be on the squad. You know all
just
the
live it
wrong
up.
that Johnny's done to you.
Live it up.
Yep. So there's your power.
All right. Let's just clean it up, Dad.
In your face.
All right. Moving on to my week. So I dropped Dead Cells, not because it's too difficult or because I just tired of the game, but another game came out. That's not Spider-Man. It's called The Messenger. Messenger was a lot of fun. I enjoy it more than Dead Cells. Different kind of game though. And Joshua, you were also interested in it, so I'm curious if you picked it up.
I'll let you know when it's my turn.
Okay, that's what I'm waiting for. So there's Messenger. I've watched All Dogs Go to Heaven, which is still a great movie. My favorite Don Bluth film. I watched it because sadly Burt Reynolds passed away. And he was the voice of Charlie B. Barkin. That is his full name, or Charles B. Barkin. So it was just fun to kind of rewatch that and just have all those kind of memories of one of my favorite movies.
I need Brazil, the thrill. I've never been there,
It's the music in that movie is so
but
good.
someday I will.
It's so good.
It's a good song.
And then rewatching movies when you get older, you catch things that you didn't catch when you were younger. So, for instance, I, for some reason, never caught that Charlie and Carface were in like a business. They were business partners.
Yes.
I just thought, Carface is a jerk. He just wants to kill Charlie.
I mean, he's even worse of a jerk.
He is.
He double crossed his business partner.
Yeah, like 3 times. You can't keep a good dog down.
Adventure and danger, love from a stranger. I love that song. All right,
She's gonna be. You surprised her. So yeah, watch that, and then of course Spider-Man came out. So been playing a lot of Spider-Man, and then whenever I put down Spider-Man Messenger, then I put down Messenger because I gotta charge my Switch because I don't play it docked. I play handheld, and then back to Spider-Man. So it's been pretty fun, and that is me, Joshua.
Yep.
Your superpower.
Yep.
I did not look around the garage for this. You have the power to, whenever you need, you just snap your fingers and you spawn an ice chest full of ice. There's no drinks in it, but you have an ice chest full of ice.
Okay.
Wherever you are, whenever you need to chill something, whenever someone just needs some ice.
I'm just using it for me. On a hot day, just
Use
bucket, just lay it all
ice
out.
chests. Ice chests. They look a lot like this one in the garage.
just go to the beach.
I call them buckets.
Go to the beach and make a mint. I mean, ice chest, $20.
Or open up a snow cone business.
Sure.
Yeah. And then you'll basically be Elsa.
I'll just eat ice. There's a limited supply of eating ice.
Ice is good.
Cool.
So that's your superpower, sir.
Thanks. I thought you were going to give Johnny what I got for him. Cool. So my week, I did not pick up the Messenger.
I really think you'd like it.
I'm pretty sure I would like it. I didn't pick it up. I really wanted to play the demo for Mega Man 11, but I didn't because I was actually going to do a video on it, a little mini review on what I think about the game because I'm a huge Mega Man fan, one of my favorite franchises of all time. But I didn't do it. I held out because I couldn't get the video to work as far as lighting and other recording stuff. So I didn't end up playing that just yet because I want to get kind of a live reaction for that. So I did pick up Spider-Man as well. I'm maybe 4 to 5 hours into it. I'm really enjoying it. I've never played any of the Batman games, but I've seen enough Batman footage to understand the mechanics and kind of what people are saying. I do think that it's pretty cool that they have this kind of Deus Ex vibe where you're actually going through and you're solving these little mini puzzles by putting circuits together, and it has this old pipe dream gameplay in there. So.
Literally, I've only seen that one time, so don't get too excited over that.
I mean, you look at it and you're like, yeah, you see it a few times. Well, you go back to the lab and it unlocks more. So it actually tells you how many there are. Swinging is awesome in that game. Swinging is a lot of fun. I do like a lot of the little quips that they do. Did you pick up Spider-Man? Oh, okay.
Johnnie nodded no.
Okay. Just the whole spider cop thing in the first few
missions.
missions.
Spider cop.
It was so good. It is like that got me. As soon as it did, Spider Cop is coming swinging through the
building. The voice and everything.
That sold me. Just that sold me. I'm like, this is going to be an awesome game. There's a lot of suits in that game.
A lot of suits?
I have 3.
Okay. Yeah, I had message in the co-op squad on Facebook, what suit are you currently rocking? And you went, I just repaired mine. Like you do that in like the first hour of the game.
Yeah. Level 6 or 7. There's a lot of cool stuff in that game. I'm liking it.
22.
22 suits?
No, I'm level 22.
Oh, you're level... Hey, you've been playing a lot. It's not very often that you play a game that far ahead of me. But you've been playing more than I did. I dropped Octopath. I'm like, I beat it. If I ever want to go back to the EX dungeon, it's not even really a dungeon.
Did you see the credits roll?
Second time?
No, just
He's already seen it one time.
No, I'm just asking the question. Did you see the credits roll?
I have once.
Then you beat the game.
Okay. What if you glitch and you get to the end of the game?
Did you see the credits?
Yeah.
What about those games like Rock Band and stuff where you can just go watch the credits anytime you want to?
Did you see the credits?
Then you beat the game?
You beat the game.
Then why would they have you beat the game right when you buy it? That's a waste of $60.
It's your choice.
I mean, give me post credits. Does that mean you get to beat the game again if there's another credit scene?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's been my week. I was gonna say may and might put together. I might buy the Messenger this week. We shall see. I definitely want to get into more Spider-Man.
Yeah. Both great games.
But most of the time, I'm learning how to do all this video editing stuff. So we're gonna get a new camera. We're gonna get all the VHS stuff, improved. So it's been fun. So
The VHS tapes were running.
yeah, we got this big old camcorder. Like, we'll show you guys later. So, Johnny, your superpower. You have the ability, very similar to this thing that we have behind us called editing magic. You are able to change the scenery or background anywhere you are. So you kind of have a green screen in real life. So if you're like sitting in a coffee shop and you got something behind you, you can like snap your fingers and change what people see in real time around you.
You don't know.
It's kind of like the reality stone in real life.
Are you done?
Am I done?
I'm asking. Are you done with my power?
I mean, do you want me to be done with your power?
I'm asking. Are you done?
Aren't you the one that always saying don't like say stuff like that to don't influence? Because now it sounds like you have something.
No, I'm just
deeply
asking.
dark.
I want to know the parameters. I'm asking. Are there more?
There is more, but you'll figure it out along the way. Just stuff will happen, and you'll wonder why.
You don't know what.
Basically, wait till you say something, and then you
That's
can
what
counter it.
Exactly. You're cheating.
No, I'm not cheating at all. Just
You're adding in a loophole. So let me finish. You're adding in a loophole so that when I break the shit out of your power and I'm a supervillain, you go, oh no, you can't do that part. You can only do this, this, and this.
I ain't worried about you. You ain't gonna do nothing to me.
So
You can only change the scenery with your eyes
Yeah,
closed and
are
your finger up.
yeah,
your,
exactly.
Your finger up your nose.
finger up your butt. Like, so
I ain't worried about
are
you.
there other restrictions?
I'm not gonna tell you if there are other restrictions right now.
You've doomed the world, Joshua. You've doomed them.
I'm not worried about the world. It's only gonna be a week. The world's not. If we're still here next week, Johnny did it wrong.
Oh my
Some men
gosh.
just want to watch the world burn, Master Johnny.
The uses for this power. Like I could literally walk into the White House and assassinate the. Not that I would do that. I could get on any plane I wanted to. I'll just make a background where I'm not walking by and then get on. I could go to any basketball game, just walk my way through, and everyone who tries to look at me, I just make a background where I'm not there. I could
That doesn't make sense.
Why?
Because they can see you.
No, I'll make a background where I'm not there. I'll make a background where something's in front of me.
No, that's not the power. The power is it's behind you.
So I can't make it be like I'm not there
How are you gonna do that?
because the background is going to be something that like obscures me.
I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna make that work. I don't think you understand the science
So
behind
what
that.
Johnny is saying is that, say he is standing in the hallway, you can see him standing in the hallway, but he's going to use his power to make that same exact hallway, just him not there.
No, because I'm still gonna be able to see Johnny. It's not like Johnny goes invisible.
All right, fine, whatever.
Like-
I'll still be great.
That's
I'll
fine.
be the world's
I know
best boxer. Just get in the ring and then I'll make it seem like I don't know, whatever. Like there's a dragon about to punch someone or attack or their worst fear.
Because dragons punch.
I'll make it.
Is that legal?
Well, no one would know that it
Is that
happened.
legal that you can put a dragon in the ring?
No one would know that it would happen except the other guy.
Ref,
And
is this good?
who?
You letting this go,
The fight's
huh?
over. The fight's over.
How would he be able to tell anyone what he saw? People would think he's crazy. Or be the world's best tennis player. I would just make the background of like where the lines are on the court, not where they are. He should be faulting all day long. Oh man, I'd be the first person to win because he double faulted every serve.
This has never happened before. I don't understand.
Just move the basket for basketball like 10 feet back.
I would be so good. Everyone would think that I made all my shots. I'd shoot the ball and I'd miss horribly, but I'd make the background look like I swished.
Well, if you're doing like this and the background's behind you.
Yeah, I'll just throw the ball, shoot the ball, turn around like I'm just a beast. Like
You Steph Curry after he
like
makes
Power
his shot?
Rangers and the
yeah,
explosions?
yeah, like Robert Ory or something, and then there I'm good.
Okay.
Oh my God,
I didn't get
Joshua,
that
you
reference.
made me powerful.
No, you're not a villain in any of those last 3 examples, so.
I could be a villain though.
Yeah, but you're not going to be.
I would be actually.
We'll see. We'll see next week. Like I said,
could
if
do
he's still here, he's doing it wrong.
I could do so much. Thank you.
But we ain't got
All
time
right,
for that.
Cool. That's our show this week, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. It's always a fun time for us. Before we do get out of here, we'd love if you could support the show in a couple different ways, guys. Give us some likes, some comments, reviews if you're listening to the podcast on audio. If you're on YouTube, give us those thumbs up. Whatever, subscribe on either one. Those things go a long way to helping us continue to gain popularity as a show, and we really appreciate your support. You're also able to support us by chatting with us. Chatting with us on YouTube, comments below, on Twitter, by email, on Facebook. You can reach us by contact at scspodcast.net, on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad. And lastly, guys, let friends, family, anyone that you know that would enjoy our show, let them know about it. Talk to them. Word of mouth is probably the best way to help us. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. If you want to chat with us as a group, again, find us on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad. You can also talk to us each individually. You can find myself at JohnnyMac24.
You can find me at GJL3275.
I'm the Eternal Red Gamer.
As always, guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua.
Bye.